My name is Willie. I've gone by that for years. I'm 70 years old. I get up around 4 o'clock in the morning, get dressed, ride motorcycle back and forth to work. When I show up at work, I get the shop opened up, sit down, and sometimes I eat breakfast right away. Sometimes I go to work on a gun right away. The gunsmithing industry is really up and down. I deal mainly in early guns, pre-1900, although I work on modern guns of all kinds. As far as here at the shop, the profit margin isn't really large or a lot on guns when they're sold. Within the 10%, you might sell a gun for $700, you might make $75 or $100 on it. On that end of it, I enjoy what I do. It's a piece of history. Between all the firearms in this shop, they're for competition and sporting, shotguns, rifles, pistols, as far as that goes, and old guns, antique guns. That's what we cover. We cover all ends of firearms as far as that goes. The shop has a number of accessories. They can be directly involved with the firearms as far as something for the gun, grips, semi-automatic pistol. It can be more magazines as far as that goes. Actually, we do finishing also. Throughout the day with people that come in to look at guns or buy a gun, or buy an accessory, the shop can run anywhere from 25, 30, up to 50 people. Supplier-wise, as far as accessories in the shop and things like that, there's a number of them. Some people specialize in ammunition only. Some of them specialize in the firearm sales, the companies and stuff like that. Sometimes we have what's called a distributor. A distributor would be like a warehouse that has many different items that we use that Jeff will buy from. Whoever's going to open the shop has to be the one to apply for the FFL. With the shop, I'm covered under Jeff's FFL, which covers gunsmithing work, as far as working here and being covered under his FFL. So you register a company name, you've got a building, you're applying for an FFL to open a firearm shop, then you have to deal with the local government, and you also have to deal with the state government. We deal with what is the DOJ, the Department of Justice, California. They regulate firearms and a lot of the laws and the regulations on that. They're the application people who you talk to. In the state of California, it's called a firearm certificate. It's not actually a license. You take a test, you pass the test. The test is concerned with some of the California laws and firearm safety itself and how everything works. You pass the test, you get your certificate, then you can buy a firearm in California, whether it's a rifle, shotgun, or a pistol. The thing about that is that to buy a pistol, you must be 21 in California, and to buy a rifle, you must be at least 18. I've always been mechanical. I actually got into gunsmithing kind of backwards, being a machinist and a welder and fixing parts for people to fix guns. But I just, between being a machinist, mechanically inclined, and working on guns and rebuilding guns and restoring guns is what really got me into it. It's just something I've always done all my life now. A lot of our customers are recreational shooters, sports shooters, a lot of hunting people, but there's a lot of people I do work for. They're skeet shooters, trap shooters, also what's called sporting clays. A number of the people we have around here, they're what's called long distance shooters, 1,000 yards, they're shooting, stuff like that, competition. I've taught my kids how to shoot, yeah. As far as that goes, firearm safety and shooting, yeah. My daughter Lindy at the house you met, she can shoot. My son Bo, I pointed out to you, Bo's a shooter. I feel a lot of it is action movies that are out there now, I think promote some of the stuff that's going on. I think a lot of the younger generation hasn't been brought up by their parents or family in a proper way, that they've really got a right from wrong knowledge. It's all blurred. So they don't really have that right from wrong stuff going on. As I grew up, I had a lot of family members and stuff that taught me right and wrong. I think I grew up more around Westerns as a kid and stuff. And I think the old Westerns always had some kind of a story to them, or right or wrong type thing. But I think the movies and the video games do have a lot to do with what's going on as far as in our culture and things that are going on. The like of firearms for me has a lot of different things. My guns being of older guns and all pre-1900 and the old guns, they're part of history. Each gun manufactured for a different year kind of talks the history of that year as far as the history of the United States, and firearms that I have talk the history of other countries.